Hi everyone, this is me, Danny. I want to make a video regarding nursing this time around. So I wanted to talk about how I prepared for NCLEX. So for pre-nursing, nursing students, if you guys don't know what NCLEX is, it's the national license exam that you have to take in order to pass to get your license to work as a registered nurse within the state. So every state is different regarding their qualifications and the process of how to apply, but the test it's basically it's the same test, not the exact same questions, but it's a generalized test that you have to take, and you have to pass it in order to obtain the license so you can practice nursing within a facility. So there's a lot of different ways that you can go about to prepare for NCLEX. I know there's a bunch of different reviews. Some nursing programs have specialized programs, online programs themselves, like ATI, or others might get Hearst or Kaplan as well. So it really depends on the nursing program. It also depends on your style as well. So me personally, I did Hearst. So Hearst, it's basically you can do it online where they give you a bunch of different videos to look at that give you lectures and give you content. Hearst really focuses a lot on content, so getting the basics down, basic generalized information, and they really hit the big points of what you should know regarding each body system category and whatnot. And then there's Kaplan, where they're more focused on test taking strategies. So how to look at a test question, how to be able to answer the questions, looking at your different choices, and how you go about thinking. Okay, thinking as a nurse, how do I answer this question? What kind of test question is this, and how is the right way to actually answer it? So for me personally, I didn't really feel like I needed test taking strategies because I learned that during nursing school right away on how to take a test, how to take exams, and how to think critically as a nurse in order to obtain the right question. But for me, my weakness was content because I did nursing school for 3 years, and there's a lot of information that you have to learn, and some basic general information I forgot. So when I heard that hers covers content, that's what I wanted to focus on, like getting review material, go over basic information, because if you know the basics, then you can build on top of that so you can understand the more complex information that revolves around nursing. So I did the Hearst review. I did the 3-day course live lecture. So a representative from Hearst came to Fresno. We did 3 days of lecturing and watching videos, doing some test taking strategies with them as well. And then after that, we had our own part where we had like a half section to look over the videos as well, and you have to look at all the videos to get the full use of Hearst. So with Hearst, they have their different packages, so you can go online. It's basically, I think, Hearst.com. You can Google it. Just put Hearst review and NCLEX, and then the link will pop up. So they have their own different categories where it's like you can do a live lecture, or you can just do it on your own, just looking at the videos on your own without the lecture. So they have different packages you can go about using. And what I liked about Hearst is that they had test bank questions. So after you went over a body system, then they recommend, okay, take these many questions regarding this category, and then after you take the test, then they give you the rationales. Hearst didn't really give the best rationales, in my opinion, but the majority of them, they were pretty good explaining the rationale behind each answer, and they mainly wanted to make it like short and sweet. Some of them didn't have as much details as others, so if you really like more details, then Hearst doesn't really do it for every single question. But it's still pretty good. I found it beneficial on my part doing the Hearst and doing those practice questions at the end after every body system that I learned about. So that was Hearst. And then what else was there? Like I said, Kaplan, they do the test taking strategy, so I did not buy Kaplan at all because I felt like I didn't really need it. My school, we used ATI, so if your nursing program uses ATI, it's not really for everybody. Some people find it useful, others don't. I personally didn't find it that useful, to be honest. I felt like I couldn't really understand what the questions were asking, and sometimes they were contradictory and there was errors in there. and then the rationales were not that good. They were not very good rationales explaining the why. They just said like, this is wrong, but didn't really give it in depth like why was that the wrong answer, because it could have been the right answer as well, one of those types of questions. So I didn't really enjoy having ATI at my nursing program. And the another program that I used the HERS to get content, and then to obtain more test questions I got for test bank. I rarely recommend UWorld. When I did my senior focus at the hospital that I am now working at, my preceptor told me to use UWorld, and what he did was that he he did like at least 100 questions a day. You know, reviewed the material on the ones that he missed and wrote down the answer. So took a question. If he missed it, he would write the answer and write the key points of why that was the right answer. So with UWorld is basically test banks. So you get, I think, about close to 2,000 test questions, if I remember it correctly, with 2 assessment tests, and it can basically tells you like how well are you doing. So the higher percentile that you get by getting the most correct questions on there, the higher chances it's predicting that you will pass the NCLEX exam. So I did what my preceptor said. I did a lot of questions. I wrote down the ones that I missed. I read the rationales, and UWorld, they have really, really good rationales. It's very in-depth. They explain why each one is wrong, and not with like one little single sentence. It's like a little mini paragraph almost for every single one. And the ones that correct, it gives like a big explanation, and then at the end of it, it gives you like the main points that you should take away with at the end after the explanation of all the choices. So I really liked that about UWorld, and I also felt like UWorld's questions were a lot harder than NCLEX. So when I went in to take my NCLEX exam, to me it felt a little bit more easier than doing UWorld, to be honest. And how UWorld looks, that's how NCLEX looks like. The screen, the process of the questions, all the different types of questions, or whether it's like fill in the blank, multiple choice, doing a med math question as well. It looked exactly the same, and that's what made me feel comfortable while I was taking the test. So it's not something new that I saw for the very first time thinking, oh my god, how do I go about it? No, UWorld looks exactly like NCLEX format style. So I like using UWorld, and I like having all the different practice questions, and it has categories for mental health, pediatrics, critical care, what else is there, adult health, what else, very different categories. I think critical thinking, critical judgment, fundamentals, assessments, things of that sort, the big guns that we learned in nursing school. So it's very beneficial, I believe, and I think UWorld's a good investment. Again, they also have different packages as well, depending on how long you want to have the test bank questions for, will determine how much you're gonna have to pay. When I paid for it, we were able to get it before the prices increased, and one of my good colleagues, he'd actually got us a group sale. So we basically got a group discount. Sorry, he got us a group discount, since like over 20 of us in my cohort wanted to get the UWorld package. So I'm not sure they'll still do that. So if there's a group of you guys that want to try and get a discount from UWorld, have someone be your representative to get in contact with UWorld and see if they can give you that discount. So I know we did it, so I really appreciate it. It saved some money. It saved me like an additional $50 that I didn't have to spend on the program. And so yeah, so that's how I prepared for NCLEX, doing HERS to get content, and then doing UWorld to do a lot of practice questions, and also with not only practice questions, but as well as, you know, also getting like content information as well. Because again, with UWorld, like I said before, their rationales and explain why each choice is incorrect, and why the other one is correct. It's full of details and it's very long information, but very beneficial to understand why. So I really recommend UWorld, and a lot of people swear by UWorld as well. So, definitely look into that, see that's what you want to do to study for. Again, everyone's different, everyone has their own teaching styles, learning styles, so don't feel obligated to having to spend thousands of dollars in order to pass NCLEX. If you have your own notes, you feel comfortable just studying off your own notes to prepare for NCLEX, go ahead. But I think at least try and invest into like at least one program so you can understand what's the breakdown of NCLEX and what kind of questions they might ask you or whatnot. So you don't go in there taking your NCLEX and think, oh my god, what is this? How do I answer this? I don't know what I'm doing. I know I would have freaked out if I didn't do anything myself. If I didn't do any programs myself to prepare for NCLEX. And how long it took me to prepare for it? I studied for about 2 months to prepare for my NCLEX. So I graduated December of last year, and then I went ahead, gave myself a couple of months to myself off, and I started studying in the middle of January, studied all of February, and then I took my NCLEX near the end of February going into March, because my job wanted me to pass my NCLEX before the start of their program, which was on March 11th. So I passed my NCLEX. It was near the end of February. I passed my NCLEX, and then I started working as a registered nurse at the hospital on March 11th. So it took like about 2 days to get my license number up on the board of nursing, and then I got my certificate in the mail a couple of days afterwards. So definitely, it's doable. Anyone can pass. You just gotta put the work into it. Study. Don't procrastinate. Try not to. Put your all into it and actually study the material and understand what it is and why the answer is the answer when you're doing test questions. So yeah, so best of luck to you guys that are going to take NCLEX soon. Those that are about to graduate, start thinking about what kind of programs you want to invest money in, because the programs are not cheap. They're a couple of $100, and make sure you save money to pay for NCLEX, because for me total to pay for my NCLEX was like about over $500. So that I had money saved up, luckily, but if I didn't have the money, I probably wouldn't have been able to take my NCLEX in time in order to take the position at my job if I didn't save money. So if you haven't started saving money now and you're going to take NCLEX soon, start saving. I say start saving right now, because it's not cheap. You gotta be fingerprinted, you gotta turn in documentation. You have to, in order to even just to sit and take the test, is $200, and you have to pay $300 to the Board of Nursing for them to accept your application. And then of course there's the fingerprinting and some other documentation we have to do. So that was, for me, that was like over $500 right there for all of that. So it's not cheap, and if you fail it, then you're gonna have to pay that fee all over again. So yeah, definitely try and pass on the first shot. So if you have any questions or concerns regarding NCLEX or how to study for it, you can shoot me a message here on YouTube, or if you see this on my Facebook, you can send me a message via Facebook as well if you have any questions or regarding anything revolving around nursing or how to prepare for NCLEX and whatnot, or different programs. So please feel free to ask me any questions. I'm always here as a resource for you guys if you need to, because I know I appreciated those that helped me when I had a bunch of questions getting ready to take my NCLEX, and getting that extra help from others was very nice and very securing as well. So I really appreciate it. So I just want to give back, give back to others, like how others have helped me. So paying it forward. So yeah. So good luck on taking NCLEX for those that are going to take it soon. Good luck to those that are starting to prepare for it, and good luck to those that need to start thinking about it. And you'll do well. Just know that you're going to do well. So thanks, guys. Again, if you have any questions, just message me. Okay. Have a good night, everybody. Bye. Thanks.